People often ask me, what's BRAG? Well, in a nutshell, it's a program that I've now given at over 200 companies and organizations where I teach people how to sell themselves in a way that ingratiates instead of grates. It's also a book. But before I say more about the programs, let me tell you how BRAG came to be. In 2000, I was interviewed by the Wall Street Journal for an article about self-promotion for executives. I was quoted as saying, "People really need to learn to brag about themselves." Within a day of the story's release, my phone lit up like a Christmas tree. In many ways, I wasn't surprised because for years in my work as a communication coach, when broaching the subject of self-promotion for bragging in training sessions, clients would respond as if I were a dentist who struck a raw nerve while drilling. When you think of that word brag, what comes to mind? Arrogance. Boasting. Let's go. Hands up. Pompous. Keep going. Obnoxious, disgusting, self-aggrandizing. Okay? We get the picture. All right? Brag was clearly seen as a four-letter word. And by extension, the whole notion of self-promotion was excruciatingly difficult for professionals to embrace, even if they knew it was critical for their own survival. The problem lies in our interpersonal communication skills. Not only are we uncertain about what to say about ourselves, we don't know how to say it with grace and impact in a way that's inviting to others. But there is an artful middle ground, a way of turning the spotlight on yourself without looking and sounding like a walking billboard. Most people think brag is a four-letter word, and it's easy to see why. You know, if we all acted like miniature Donald Trumps, we'd have clients and coworkers running for the door. Those who interrupt, who go on and on and on and on, who never ask questions about the people that they're interacting with, people who name drop, who condescend, who make a non sequitur out of anything so that they can bring the conversation back to themselves, are definitely bad braggers. Good bragging, however, is an art.
You say come armed and ready with a brag-a-log.
Right.
What is a brag-a-log?
That's really just a conversational monologue that has those choice little tasty tidbits of memorable information about you that can be said, you know, in those 15-second elevator speeches or a 30-second introduction when I meet you at a cocktail party or at an introduction to a industry conference. Now, Stephanie, I want you to talk to us about what you do for work.
What I do for work. I work for a life insurance company, and for those of you who know life insurance tends to be a very conservative business. But I'm in the IT department, and I'm actually responsible for introducing new technologies to a life insurance company.
Cut. Would you excuse us just for about 3 or 4 minutes, talk among yourselves? She's going to go out in the hall with me unless she makes a dash for the elevator, and we'll be back in a moment. Now what I want you to talk about, how you got there, okay. And I want to hear about some accomplishments that you've done at work, all right?
Okay. Well, let me tell you where I started at Penn Mutual. I started at the lowest level in IT. I started on the help desk. And because of my curiosity and my drive, I moved from the help desk to installing technologies out in our field. And another opportunity comes up, this whole thing called the internet. And being a conservative life insurance company, we thought, it's just a fad. It'll blow over, we'll give it time, nobody else will buy into it. But, you know, I kind of thought, you know, there's an opportunity here. So with some persistence, I finally got them to turn around to see, okay, maybe we don't need to start selling insurance on the internet, but let's get a presence out there. Let's have a website out there.
Cut! Round of applause, please. BRAG training is broad-based, building skills for both professional development, which means promoting yourself and your agenda, and business development, promoting your company and its products. Programs range from a 2-hour brag party, which is a cocktail-style networking event, to a 2-day workshop. All brag sessions are interactive and full of experiential exercises. Participants pair up and test drive various self-promotion techniques on each other, changing partners throughout the workshop. They learn about the bragging myths that hold them back, how to create an elevator pitch, and the skills needed to become a more dynamic communicator in all situations. You know, given the constant changes in the workplace, the mergers, the acquisitions, management shifts, downsizing, participants need to know how critical it is to let people in the organization know who they are and what they're accomplishing. With so many managers today with their plates so full, they don't have the bandwidth to keep track of what each employee wants, or what they're doing, or what their successes are. And trust me, your boss and your boss's boss, they're not psychic. All of the BRAG programs are customized for the specific audience. I've conducted workshops for mixed gender groups as well as for women's groups exclusively. And you know, most women feel so uncomfortable about promoting themselves. So I offer a 2-day workshop designed specifically to help them stop shying away from the spotlight and promoting others instead of themselves. In recent years, as interest in BRAG programs has rapidly grown, so have our offerings. The BRAG lineup, if you will, now includes a workshop for minorities called Bragging for Diversity that teaches participants the self-promotion skills needed to climb past cultural stereotypes. I also have a very special cross-generational program called BRAG Connections, which I am so excited about. These are essentially 2-hour BRAG parties that pair teen girls with seasoned female executives to teach both networking and self-promotion skills.
Sitting through the event today, I think it was great. The young women, they're so natural. I think they really took to the advice, and I really believe that they'll apply the advice. I wish that I had had that opportunity when I was younger.
And since its inception in 2004, a variety of companies, schools, and nonprofits have participated in and or sponsored BRAG Connections. The benefits are huge. On one hand, young people are introduced to real-life role models, gain a genuine sense of self-worth, and learn a valuable life skill just as they are applying and interviewing for jobs or colleges.
I'm very unsure on how to express myself and brag about the accomplishments in my life without seeming too conceited. And this really helped a lot.
On the other hand, employees or members of sponsoring companies and organizations engage in community outreach while at the same time benefiting themselves from professional development training. It's so incredibly exciting because both the book and the programs have gone global. Yes, believe it or not, they're now bragging in Japan.